Hey, what's happening? Get one Sir James coming at you guys with another video. Today we're here to take a look at some more merchandise found inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and hopefully these videos are helping you out. So if there's something here that catches your interest, you can make yourself a little shopping list and a note of where these items are located. Now, yesterday's video, we took a look at what the Resistance was offering, and I was going to do the first order today. However, I think you guys will probably like this one a little bit more. And this, of course, is Dok-Ondar's Den, and this is going to house many more higher-end items, such as holocrons, paintings, and much more. Now, in order to find this shopping location, it's pretty much right smack down in the middle, so you get all kinds of surrounding locations such as Docking Bay 7, Food and Service, right next to Sabi's workshop. Around the corner you have Aga's Cantina, and of course the Smuggler One ride. And basically you're going to be looking for this big building here, has a round structure to it, and you'll be able to go inside the automatic doors. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they're going to be offering, because when you're inside here, there's all kinds of collectibles, and if you look on the top rack, as you can see from the images here, there's all sorts of little Easter eggs and stuff like that. So whenever you visit the shop, definitely get some time to look at the surroundings above and all around you and to see what kind of Easter eggs you'll be able to find. I'm not going to tell you any of them because the whole fun of it is to discover it for yourself. Now going towards the bottom here, starting with item number 1. And of course, if I'm going a little bit too fast for you guys, I have a link to the site in the video description down below. Item number 1 is the Data Storage Unity USB drive for $35. And this USB, by the way, is 32 gigabytes. So it's almost like you're spending $1 per gigabyte. So there's the packaging. Next up, you have Jedi Mini busts for $110, which is definitely not too bad, and the busts do look really cool. We have a much larger bust here, and this is of course a Jedi bust of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Again, this is $130. An item here that I do have an interest in, but probably not going to get right away, is the Jedi Temple Guard mask. And this is, of course, is $130. Now, I do not know if the mask is wearable. I assume it's probably not. It's more of a display piece, because in this shop has more collectible pieces than anything. Then we have a Jedi Figurine, so just a little kind of mini desktop topper. And then down beneath it says, "All is as the Force wills it," for $20, so not too bad. And there's another one as well. And this one has a different saying. We also have a Sith Mini bust for $110. The only thing, maybe it's just me, but you could also let me know down below, I feel like the one that seems a little bit off is just Count Dooku's face. But feel free if you guys agree with me or disagree. But everything else looks great. Next up, we have a Sith Journal for $30. Next up is the Senator Amidala headdress, which is the one right over here for $50. And right next to it, we could also see the hairpiece for $30. And this is the container to look for if you want the royalty wig, as it's called. Next up, we have the, I believe it's pronounced Degark game figures. So basically the figures that you've seen in that holo chest on the Millennium Falcon. There's 2 different sets here, and these are a bit pricey. I don't know what kind of quality material these are, and if it's justifying that price tag. But again, we have the first set here for $130.99. And there's also this set here. Now, I could probably imagine someone buying these sets, going on the Smuggler's Run as they wait, and setting up basically the chessboard with these pieces for a photo opportunity for sure. or you can maybe 3D print these if you wanted to. Of course, we also have the Holocrons. There is both a Jedi and Sith Holocron for $50. If you do buy a Holocron, you get, of course, the Holocron itself. You also get a little pouch baggie, and you do get a USB cable. Do keep in mind that no Kaiba Crystals is supplied with it, that you have to pay separately. Then we also have a Jedi patch set for $30. Some really cool patches here. Next up is the Kaiba Crystals with light effects. So in this case, it's just this single one here. I did watch someone's review on these, and people have mixed feelings about this particular product. If I could find that review, I'll put it in the link down below so you could check it out. It seems quite a bit of a hefty price tag, especially the quality of it, because everyone says it's more of a, a rubbery feel, so everyone generally feels like it's a bit overpriced for what you're getting here and doesn't justify the, $86 price tag. And to light it up, you basically touch or hold the base of the crystal to activate the light effects. Of course, we have Kaiba Crystals. Now they're going to be basically all the colors available in the shopping location. So here, as we can see, they come in these little containers. And how do you know what color you're getting? Well, because the color of the container. So if you're getting blue, it'd be in a blue container, purple in a purple container. Here's a close-up. Now keep in mind that for these Kaiba Crystals, there are 3 things you can do with them. 1, you could have them for just display purposes. Or 2, these actually do interact with a couple products. One of them is, of course, the lightsabers that you build in Sabi's workshop. These will not be workable with the Legacy Sabers. The Legacy Sabers are default for what they come with, but if you're building a lightsaber, you can buy additional crystals, change them out, and what's neat is that not only they offer you different light up effects, but of course they also offer you different sound effects for your saber. Now the other thing too is that you can take these these Kaiba Crystals and put them into a Holocron, and you also get basically words of wisdom from different characters. And what's pretty neat is, even though you see a blue crystal here, that doesn't mean you're just going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're also going to have other characters available. So which means there's a little bit of a collecting purpose here, and so these are more of a blind box type situation because you don't know exactly what character you will be getting. For the most part, depending on the crystal, obviously purple is going to be Mace Windu because he's the only one with a purple Kaiba crystal. But anyways, like I said, there is more of you're probably going to end up getting duplicates. So I could see people probably doing trading options. And I think what would be really cool here, this is my personal idea, you guys could share your own, is, as you guys know, in Disneyland and Disney World, there is pin trading, right? What if Star Wars Galaxy's Edge offers Kaiba crystal trading? So if you happen to have a duplicate, maybe you bought 2 blue ones and you got 2 of Anakin Skywalker, and obviously you only need 1, then maybe you could trade with someone in Dok-Ondar's Den, or maybe some of the marketplace locations. Obviously the one location I don't see this possible is, of course, in the First Order area, because they're trying to find stuff like this because it's banned within Batuu. But again, let me know what you guys think about this comment section down below. There are options you can go on eBay and get specific characters, but the problem with eBay is that you got a bunch of scalpers overcharging you for like double, if not triple, the price tag. And which, by the way, speaking of the Kaiba Crystals, I forgot to mention that in the red Kaiba Crystals, there's also an opportunity to find a black Kyber Crystal. Unfortunately, it doesn't ignite your saber black, but you do get Snoke when you put them into the Sith Holocron. So a little bit of an FYI. There's a cheat method. I'm not going to tell you what the cheat method is because I think that kills the initial purpose of it. Next up is, of course, you have your Jedi Gear Set for $30, which actually includes 3 different things. You also have lights and sounds, and what's pretty cool is that for the holo projector is that you have 3 different characters. You have General Grievous, Yoda, and a clone commander. So if you're going to be cosplaying as a Jedi or a Sith, you could utilize that pouch to store these items in there, which I do plan on getting the Jedi outfit minus the cloak. So if you guys are interested in a video on that, let me know down below, so when I do visit the land on June 8th, I could do a product review. And of course, these also do light up and offer sound effects. Next up, to add something to your Jedi cosplay, I probably won't get this day one because I'm not too big into candy, but I mean, these little capsules will be nice to have. But this is the Jedi food capsule for $20. And the type of candy that you get is pretty much these sour type candies. There's what is it, 4 different flavors. So here we have the candy right here. Next up is a Jedi Youth Cloak for $100. The Jedi Mug for $28. This one I was completely unaware of and I might get. I mean, it's super cheap anyways. It's the Padawan Hair Braid. It's only $10. And I'm assuming that's the clip, but the thing is I don't have thick hair because I like to keep my hair on the short side, so if I were to get this, I have no idea how I would attach it to my head, to be quite honest. But it's nice and lengthy, so again, if you want to dress as a Jedi or whatever, and you want to go for the Padawan style, again, you can get the hair to go with it too, or grow out yours and make it more natural. So it looks like they do offer a couple different color options. There's a, again, darker brown or a lighter blonde color. You also have Jedi and Sith Wisdom tokens, and there's a few different ones to collect, and it's only $4. And these are the Sith ones here. Next up, we have the Grand Admiral Thawne's ranking badge for $60. And I like how it comes with a little display piece here with an image with his rank badge and stuff like that. Almost seems like an art piece, but for $60, not too bad. Now, speaking of art, here's where we got some of the pricier items that we get into. Here we have The Force Lives On painting by Charles Wisk for $395. So if you're an art collector, you might find something here that you have an interest for. Then we have the Grand Master of Dagobah by William Silvers for $395. Grand Admiral Thawne's by Kevin John for $395. And of course, they all have their signatures too, and the date in which it was made. Next up is You Underestimate the Power of the Dark Side by Craig Frasher for $395 as well. Here we have a lightsaber for $40. Now, these are, of course, the kid-style ones. I don't know if this is like a spring-activated one where the blade will kind of shoot out a little bit, and then, of course, you're able to push it back in. That information I do not know, but to be quite honest, if you are thinking of getting a lightsaber for your kid, the better experience that you can go for them, especially if you don't want to pay like that $200 price tag for the custom built ones, is over in Tomorrowland. They do have a station where the kids could literally build their own custom lightsaber, and that's around, I think, $40 to $60 within that price point. Can't remember personally, but like I said, if you're going to get your kid a lightsaber, it's best to take them to Tomorrowland to do that one so they can build their saber and kind of have that initial experience minus the Kaiba crystal. We also have Yoda's cane for $23. Next up is a satchel for $20. A pretty small satchel. Next up is the Blistle necklace for $20. Then here we have a lamp. Now, if this doesn't seem familiar to you, this is actually something that Yoda stole from Luke's box when he was trapped on Dagobah. So as you can see here, Yoda got done going through his box. He found this little light that he has interest in, and he just didn't want to give it back to Luke. And at one point, R2 tried to steal it, which will be this moment right here. But yeah, you basically get the idea of where this is from, because a lot of people from videos I've seen don't remember what this is from, but that's basically the scene. These do take the smaller batteries, of course, so those are going to be a little pricey. Next up is Jedi Cloak Set. So in this case, more of a Yoda cosplay type thing going on for $125. Next, we have the Padawan lightsaber for $20. which honestly for a kid saber, this actually has a nice color and design tone to it. So I mean if you also want to get your kid a lightsaber, this one's not a half bad option, just due to the fact that it looks really cool. So they do have different options, that's for sure. Next up is the Maas Statue for $130, or in this case $131. And there it is in person. Next up is this one here, Syndulla family. I'm terrible with pronunciations, but it's basically her like family tree thing that she really cares about. And this was definitely an interesting piece from within Star Wars Rebels, and you know, what it really means to her and her family. And this is something that I would definitely like to get. This is $131, and it's actually quite big. Next up, we have the Nigana Talijaba. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is $160. Like I said, if you're an artsy type person, you're going to find a lot of stuff here. Next up is the Imperial credits for $60. So I know over in Batu they actually have this gift card that you can get, or if you have to put in $100 for it. So you do get the $100 for spinning as well, but you get like this cool metal coin for currency. This is more of a prop piece here. Then you have a General Grievous mask for $325. A Imperial Flag, so a little desk topper here for $15. Imperial Cup for $25. This is one that I had no idea how much it was, but now I do. It's the Empire Jumpsuit, and this is $100. As you guys know, the X-Wing fighter costume that they have there at the land was it was $250. And then I remember that the Empire had their own jumpsuit that doesn't have as much accessories, so now we know this is only $100. I am kind of curious though, as far as this jumpsuit goes, will this be workable if you were trying to do a cosplay to join the 501st Division, you know, where they do all that charity works? I don't know if this will meet part of the standards or not, but if it does, then it's kind of a nice option. Maybe just find your right size and go from there. Next up is the Imperial Comlink for $50, and it has Bluetooth. Then we have the Imperial Officer Rank Badge for $20. Next up is the Imperial Identification Card. This is $20. Now the other fun fact about this, if you didn't know, this actually also lights up, which is why it's clear. There you go, the light up effect. Next up we have an Imperial Hat for $28. Captain Phasma helmets, which I think this is a typo. To be quite honest, I don't think that's Captain Phasma, because on here it says the Imperial TIE Fighter helmet. This is $450, so whoever typed this up, this is a mistake right here. Next up we have Darth Vader's cup for $25. This is another really cool piece here. Here we have Darth Vader's castle for $200, and it even lights up. Now, once I go on June 8th, I'll check this out. You know, if it's a really good size, then I'll let you guys know, because this might be something I'll probably get later on down the road as well, just because it looks really cool, and it's, again, Darth Vader's castle. So, again, if it's a really good size to justify the $200 price tag, then again, maybe in a few months I'll get it. If not, then, oh well. Some really good detail there. Then we have Supreme Leader Snoke statue. I gotta say, this character was a bit lackluster in my opinion. Barely much of anything about him. But he is 150. This is another cool piece here. The Sith Obelisk for $50. And it's a decorative figure with light effects. And this is an ancient artifact seen in Sith temples. Force wielders can illuminate the text on the sides of the obelisk to display a message. Interesting. Definitely a cool piece. And we have a few items here that's going over. So we have the Crimson Dawn insignia necklace for $295. So it's this one here. Then we have the Kaiba Crystal necklace for $95, which is the one right below it here in the center. Resistance insignia ring, which is right below that for $125. And then we have a partner medallion necklace for $50, which is right to the left of the ring here. Then we have the Jumper Snipper necklace, so the one that Anakin gave. This is only $20. It's funny how we get close up of that, but none of the other stuff. Then we have Queen Amidala's portraits or Princess Leia portrait, and these are $95 a piece. And for those of you who are kind of curious about the Princess Leia outfits, this is $125. And I did recall someone mentioned in a video that the quality was silk. So if you always wanted to get a cosplay for Princess Leia, might be a good option for you, and especially for the price tag. Some more jewelry here. So we have the Royal Cuff for $450, which is, I'm assuming it's this right here. Yep, that's it. Then we have the Royalty necklace for $95, which is right up here. And we also have the golden woven bracelet for $450. So if you happen to have a girlfriend who is a huge Star Wars fan, you might want to avoid this section. But hey, you know, that's the fun of it, I guess. So next up we have the cutout earrings for $95, which I'm assuming that's it. Yeah, right here. Then we also have the beacon bracelet for $150. We also have the single or signet ring for $125. And then the other item that's going to be hefty in the jewelry section is $2,000, which is this necklace right here on the wooden mannequin. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We have an Emperor Palpatine bust for $130. And they also have a Sith Kaiba crystal as well, because we saw the other one is green, so here we have a red one. This is the large style. Now this is another pricey item, believe it or not. It's the Emperor Palpatine's cloak. Now the Jedi and Sith cloak for the adults are $125. This is $250. Obviously this is going to have a much different material that it's made of. And apparently, from what I've heard, this also has a lightsaber pocket. We also have the Emperor Palpatine's cane for $150. Not too bad of a looking cane. One day if I get old, probably be a cane I rock. We also have these statues here. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the names, but these are 80. Is it 80 as a set or 80 separate? Is the main question here. Another set of statues. We have the Sith Chassis for $200. Pretty menacing looking. I don't know why, but it seems like the Sith has a lot of cool looking artifacts. We have a Sith Patch for $30. Oh, this one's an interesting one. Here we have a Sith Temple Wall Relic. So on this we have Vader. We have, of course, Darth Maul. And then Sidious. He's looking a bit sad in this one, though. Oh, this one's a neat one too. They even have a Jedi Temple Wall relic for 160. Let's see. Comparing the two, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough call for me personally. Like if I were to only choose one, I don't know. I'd probably go with the Jedi one personally. Just something about it looks a little bit more unique. But you know, the Jedi and Sith have their own style to it. Alright, so now we have the lightsabers. I did make the mistake of saying Rey's lightsaber, but you know, some of the images that I've seen was a bit too far off, and I don't know all the lightsabers by heart, so, you know, don't shoot the messenger here. But again, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber, and again, these lightsabers are the Legacy brand ones, so do keep in mind that if you buy a Kaiba Crystal, you can't replace the crystals or whatever in these. These are by default that we've seen from the FX sabers and so forth. So when you get the Legacy ones, you do end up getting the hilts, and you do get this crate that comes with it. Now, there are sabers here, which I'll mention, that do come with some extra stuff too, for whatever asking price. So again, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi's for 109, and you also can purchase a blade here as well. We also have a Jedi Temple Guard for $109. Do note, some people wanted to know if you were able to connect the Temple Guard's sabers, and unfortunately you are not able to. This is the only one that does not connect. Even though in the shows we've seen the Temple Guard with a double-bladed one, but unfortunately they didn't see to do that one here. Next up is Darth Maul's lightsaber, and this also does include a connector, which will be in the bottom of the box, which is how most of the additional accessories will be. This is $130. Yes, you can connect two of them together, and I saw someone with the photo. If I could find it, I'll post it in the video with the long blades, and the thing is huge, but it looks really, really cool. Next up, we have Kylo Ren Saber for $150. Some people were asking me about the blade. Obviously, the center blade you would have to purchase separately. As for the side pieces, these will be included in the box. Again, it's right underneath the fabric. All you have to do is just lift the stuff out and it'll be right there. Same thing here for Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, which is $130. Obviously, with this piece here, this is way too skinny. It's impossible to fit a blade. This is more of the display version here. So if you wanted to have it on your belts or just display it on a stand, this will be the option you go with. But if you take this box out, there is a connector piece where you unscrew this top part. Then you unscrew the connector piece, which will allow you to connect the blade. Of course, with the new connector piece, this material up here, which is all thin, is going to be much bigger to incorporate the whole blade concepts. We also have Asajj Ventress, Asajj Ventress lightsaber for $130. And people have confirmed that you could also connect these two. Even though Asajj hasn't really connected them all too often, she's usually using them separately, but there's been a few times where she does have them connected, and apparently you can connect these. Again, I haven't seen videos of it, but people have been confirming it. Then we do have Ahsoka Tano's saber, which of course comes in a set of two. It's kind of weird that they have this one and a set of two, but they don't offer the Darth Maul saber in a set of two. But anyways, this one is $200. We also have Mace Windu's saber for $109, or in this case $110. And of course, we also have a belt clip here for $18. This belt clip could be utilized with both styles. So if you got the one that has that black nub there, this will of course connect there. And then of course this piece here will slide down. So if you got the one with the ring like the Luke Skywalker saber, then you could also utilize that with that particular saber. Then they also have a Saber Sheath here for $50. This is the only thing that kind of bums me out, is because when you do the Build a Lightsaber experience, you do automatically get a sheath right off the bat, but it's the standard black one. I was hoping that we would have the ability and option to choose between this style here, which translates to Force Wielder, and then from the other one. But unfortunately, if you really wanted this version of the bag, you would have to buy this version of the bag. And again, it's a little bit pricey for $50, but these apparently do pretty well to keep your blade and hilt protected when you're carrying it around, especially if you were to go to conventions and stuff and you travel on the plane. You could have this as a carry-on to ensure that everything's protected. But again, that's an option for you guys. There's even some additional pockets here, which I assume you could probably fit some Kaiba Crystals if you wanted to. And even the belt clip. So that's pretty much all that we have here. Like I said, we have Holocrons, all kinds of different collectibles. Let me go ahead and scroll all the way back up here. But let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section down below. All kinds of goodies. Like I said, if you are someone that likes to buy a lot of arts and has a lot of disposable income, this will probably be the main shop that you would easily come to for sure. Alright, so that concludes today's video. A bit of a lengthy one for sure, but there was a lot of stuff to check out in this store because, you know, the Resistance Camp and the First Order and the Marketplace, they're pretty much small stores. This is going to be the main place to go to if you are looking to spend quite a bit of money. So let me know in the comment section down below what interests you. You know, do you guys like the Holocrons? Are there specific legacy sabers you want to get your hands onto? Please fill me in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, where we'll be taking a look at what the First Order will be offering. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.